Okay, hello everybody. So today I was tagged by one of my favorite people here on YouTube. His channel's called a fragrance channel, I guess. I will link it below. He's like one of the first people I started watching when it came to like perfume videos. And it was just like really refreshing because his videos are very down to earth, where he's just talking about his experience with fragrance. And for me, that's like my favorite thing to see on here versus the more influencery style of videos that I think is becoming a lot more common here on YouTube and TikTok and whatnot. Even though I enjoy those too, his stuff is just really refreshing and definitely worth checking out. So thank you for tagging me. He tagged me to talk about my favorite fragrance from each designer house. I'm gonna take a little liberty. I don't know if all of the perfumes that I chose are necessarily like designer or not. I think mostly. I feel like my perspective isn't super vast. So I don't have a lot to compare to with each of the houses and whatnot, just because I haven't smelled enough and don't own enough to really, because I guess I wanted to choose things that I own for the most part. But yeah, let's just get into it. Okay, so the first one I want to talk about is Bath and Body Works. I know, again, not technically a designer, but they design things. Those little pocket back hair or hand sanitizers, that's a designed item. So my favorite spray they have and scent is Beach Nights. This is marshmallow graham cracker. It's basically s'mores. It's a s'mores perfume. You know, you wouldn't think that there would be anything really that beachy about it. I mean, there kind of isn't, other than it has this saltiness to it, and it is, for a gourmand, it's a light gourmand. It's not too heavy, and there's kind of a brightness to it. It's definitely not a dark sweetness. It's a very like milk chocolate kind of marshmallow scent with that like slight graham cracker undertone and the saltiness. It's just delicious, and it's so cozy and cuddly and nice. It's like perfect, and it's never too much. Let's switch gears really fast and talk about a real designer. I wasn't able to settle on one, and I would say out of all the designers, this is the one I'm the most familiar with, because I think I own the most from them, and they have a special place in my heart because of how much I love these two perfumes. So it's gonna be Dior. And as you may or may not know, my favorites from them are Dior Addict and Hypnotic Poison. These are two of my favorite scents of all time. Hypnotic Poison is my first love. It's like a vanilla, almond, Play-Doh-y marzipan scent. It's very unique smelling and cozy and just kind of weird. The longer I've had it, the more the licorice note is something that I do notice. It wasn't something I really caught on to initially. There's a lot of notes in here that didn't really like come out to me, like I think coconut and like different florals. You know, there's nothing about this that smells floral, but it is just such a unique, beautiful, weird vanilla. I don't really know how else to describe it, and there's just nothing like this. I adore it, and it's just magical. It's the kind of scent that for me just kind of transports me to a time and place that's unlike anything else. Like, I don't know, I love it so much, and it makes me so happy, and it's just endlessly interesting to me, and I will always have it in my collection. And then the other one from Dior that I have to mention as well, when I was trying to pick just one, it was hard for me to do that. You know, like Hypnotic Poison's my original OG fave perfume of all time, but this one has really blown me away. And I would say this is a perfume that is still, whenever I wear it, it's just makes me feel really good. It's such a satisfying wear. The scent of it is so unique. And it gives me all of these aspects that are really stimulating and enjoyable to me. I love that you definitely get these white florals. There's this greenness. You do get a vanilla that is really pretty. There's like this powderiness. And it doesn't smell like anything else. It does smell so specific to the scent that it is. It's a little mysterious. It's a little smoky. You know, ever since I had a coworker tell me that it smelled smoky, I've kind of started to get that from it. And it's just so good. It's almost like they took these white florals and made them almost kind of gourmand just in themselves. And I would say, to me, they're like equals. I would say that this one, though, is a lot more exciting to me at this stage in where I'm at in my life. I don't know, like it feels like my scent right now. And I love it. The next designer we'll talk about is Chanel. This is hard for me. I don't know, like I really love Chanel just in general. I love the vibe of it. I love the luxury of it. I've now owned 2 fragrances of theirs, one of which I just, wait, no, I still have it, but I'm gonna give it to one of my coworkers when I move. I'll say that so far my favorite Chanel fragrance is gonna be Coco Mademoiselle Intense. It's just such a beautiful, zesty, sweet patchouli scent that whenever I wear it, I'm just really taken by it. And it's a perfume that is really like stimulating and interesting, that develops, you know, it has that deep citrus, and then you get this almost syrupy, sugary patchouli going on that then, as it dries down, gets earthier and kind of almost like you get a little bit of soil going on, and it's so good. Just everything about this. It's a really satisfying fragrance to wear and to smell. I would say thus far, this is my favorite Chanel fragrance that I've tried. Ones that I've kind of been eyeing to add to my collection have been the Gabrielle Essence. I really like that one, but I kind of keep going back and forth with it. It's almost a little too fresh and clean for me, that it's one that I don't know if I'm actually gonna get a lot of wear out of it. I feel like with the Chanel Chance Tendre, I haven't gotten much wear out of it. And when I do wear it, I'm very, very bored by it. But the other one that I really want to have in my collection eventually is the original 80s Coco. Whenever I've smelled that, I've loved the way it smells. I could see that taking the place of this one eventually, depending. We'll see kind of how I feel about it, but I remember really liking that one too. Okay, the next house we'll talk about is YSL. This is another one of those perfumes that whenever I revisit it, it just makes me so happy and is such a satisfying wear, and it feels so good to have it back in my life. And that is gonna be Black Opium Extreme. This is such a great flanker. It really delivers on, I feel like, everything that the original Black Opium promised in a way that feels just a lot more satisfying and compelling. You know, it takes this idea of white florals, coffee, and patchouli, and it really dials up the patchouli and it dials up the coffee, as well as this kind of chocolatey facet to it that makes this one not as like syrupy and sweet as other Black Opiums. And it does, the patchouli in here is another really great earthy patchouli. With both this and the Chanel, it is a more like clean earthy patchouli. It's not like a 70s like hardcore patchouli, but it's definitely there, and there is an earthiness to it that's really addictive. And you do get more of the coffee from this, and it still has vanilla and whatnot, and all in all, it just has this kind of dark, sensual quality. It is sexy and really, really nice. This is definitely my favorite Black Opium. So this, I would say, from YSL is probably my favorite from them. Okay, the next one we'll talk about is my favorite scent from the Cheirosa Sol De Janeiro line, and that is going to be Cheirosa 71. This is definitely, I've gone through a lot of this, and it's just a buttery, salted caramel, nutty perfume. It's super delicious and cozy. A lot of people say it smells like popcorn. It does have that kind of vibe about it. It also kind of smells like, I mean, it's described as being caramelized vanilla and macadamia. So it kind of makes me think of like white chocolate, macadamia nut cookies that are like kind of salty and just delicious. It's a really nice gourmand, and it just smells so good. It's probably, this is my favorite body spray. I think this is the best body spray ever. I adore this. Okay, the next house I want to talk about is Serge Lutens. I think they are technically a designer house. I don't know. I mean, I see them more as a niche perfume house, but they do have like lipstick and stuff. So I don't know. But my favorite perfume from them is definitely Fleur d'Orange. This is the first one I ever got and fell in love with. I feel like this is the first scent that I got my hands on where it combined the aspect of being just like really beautiful, like so beautiful, like a sensuous beauty, but it's also like really like relaxed and carefree and effortless, with this animalic undertone with a little bit of dirtiness. And the way it is able to kind of do all that it does in such a beautiful way, I don't know. It's a really great scent to me, and I love it. Whenever I wear it, it makes me so happy. It was a hard decision because Feminité du Bois is also just like this beautiful, spicy, wearable animalic scent, and very much, I mean, the kind of stuff I've been into lately has been more spicy scents, and I would say that Feminité du Bois is just like perfectly in my wheelhouse for my favorite kinds of perfumes. But I feel like Fleur d'Orange is one that really kind of took me out of my comfort zone and marked a change in my journey with perfume, and kind of, I don't know, I just love it a lot, and it's really special to me. The next one we're gonna do is gonna be Mugler, and I would say my favorite Mugler scent is Angel. This is like the second or third perfume I ever owned. So this was like really right when I was getting into perfume. This is before I even got like Cloud. It was like Vanilla Woods, travel spray of that, a travel spray of Cheirosa 62, and then this. And the smell of it to me was just so interesting, and I couldn't at all describe it. Like I couldn't really pick out that it was spicy or that there was patchouli or anything about it. I was just like, this smells so interesting and addictive. And it is like the patchouli in here is a very dirty patchouli, and then there is this kind of sweetness, you know. It was, I think the intention with this one was to do like chocolate, cotton candy, and like dirty animalicness, and like a masculine patchouli. And it definitely has that. It's so good. Oh my God. I need to wear this more. It's one that I always am afraid to wear because I know how much a lot of people hate it. And when it comes to fragrance, patchouli in particular is such a divisive scent note, and the patchouli that's used in here is so unique and beautiful, but fully not, you know, the kind of scent you're gonna get from any designer perfume house anymore, which is really sad because it would be cool to see designer perfumes take risks like they used to and do something as interesting and impactful as Angel, which is like one of the OG gourmands. I mean, this really, with what gourmands have become now, wouldn't be what they are without Angel. And this is just so intoxicating, truly. Okay, and then the last one I'm gonna talk about is one of my favorite perfumes from one of my favorite houses, Jean Paul Gaultier. Smelled a lot of perfumes from the house, and I would say thus far my favorite is definitely La Belle Le Parfum. This is just the most beautiful, spicy pear perfume. It's a gorgeous, like, there's even like a slight smokiness to it. It's so feminine, and there's like kind of a cinnamony quality to the spiciness, and it's definitely more dry than the original, which feels juicier, because I would say the pear isn't as hardcore in this one. It's, I would say the spices and the vanilla play bigger parts in this version. It's one that I've definitely gone through a lot. This is where the juice is at. So it's kind of hard to really tell with these, but yeah, those are, when it comes to all the houses, I don't know. There's also Tom Ford. I didn't mention Tom Ford. I think my favorite from them might be one I sampled recently called Soleil Defoe or something like that, and it's like a spicy tuberose scent. It's like, people have said it kind of smells like gingerbread, and that one I really love. I love the mixture of tuberose with this kind of warm, spicy quality. That one is one I've been eyeing like crazy, and I would love if they would hurry up and release a travel spray version of that, because that I would buy in a heartbeat. But I might end up actually just getting the perfume. We'll see. I really need to be better about that. So hopefully I don't, but it's a tempter. There's some other houses that are on my mind, but I just don't have have any like firm opinions to really add them to this list. So yeah, that's kind of my favorites from the houses that I feel more okay talking about, I guess, just with how limited my knowledge is. But yeah, thank you so much, A Fragrance Channel, I guess, for tagging me. And I highly recommend you guys checking him out. Down below, I will link his channel. Okay, I just wanted to also add who I would like to tag for this. I want to tag Sanne Parf. Her videos are amazing. I've had so much fun here on YouTube talking to her about fragrance, and she talks about such a wide array of different scents and in such a lovely way that I could just watch her videos forever. I want to tag Sunny Sense 1818. She's also been an amazing friend I've made here on YouTube, who her videos are fantastic. She talks about a lot of scents as well that I haven't heard of, and is so like just down to earth and genuine with her videos. Like I really, really love that there's people on here that do genuinely love perfume, and it's not just like a brand sending them stuff for them to talk about. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I feel like there are a lot of people on YouTube, like you'll notice where they'll all talk about this new scent that was just released, and it feels kind of obvious that it was kind of like an ad or something. And I just feel like both San and Sunny Scents just come at it with such a genuine love, and it's just like so fun watching their videos. And then I also want to tag Fruitchouli. Fruitchouli, I don't think has a YouTube channel, but they do have an amazing Tumblr blog. It's just like I could scroll through it for ages, and they've also been a really cool friend to make here online, talking about perfume and stuff. And yeah, I just want to tag you guys. I'm really curious about like what your guys' favorites are, and thanks for being so like kind and fun to talk to. But yeah, I hope you guys all have a good day, and I will talk to you later.